Okay, you guys, today I wanted to talk to you about how to do this motor swap, and I also get a lot of questions, so I want to basically do a rundown of how to do this and answer the most common questions. I have a full playlist that I will link up at the top somewhere. It's going to pop up somewhere, but basically of me doing this swap piece by piece. So what I'm going to talk about is just the basics. I'm not going to get into full detail because I have everything detailed for the most part on video, and everything that I don't, all the questions I get, I'll answer. So obviously, first things first, if you already have a Mk1 and it has the original motor inside of it, I don't know about diesels, but gas motor, the 1.6, 1718, those are going to already have the motor mounts, the trans, the motor, and the transmission motor mount that you are going to need to do this swap. So you don't have to worry about motor mounts, which is a really good plus about this motor swap, is you're not going to get 5, 6, 7 grand in the hole as you would with a 1.8 or a VR6 or the 2.5 liter 5-cylinder. You can use the stock 020 Mk1 transmission and it'll bolt up to the 2.0, but you have to use a Mk1 clutch. I used the Mk3 transmission and obviously the Mk3 clutch. CV axles are from a 1985 Volkswagen Cabrio. Those will bolt up to the Mk3 transmission, and there's a washer that you put over where it bolts up to the hub. I don't remember the size of the washer, but it's in one of my videos, and I'll put that up here somewhere. So that's basics for the transmission. CV axle, 020 transmission from a Mk3, or your stock Mk1 transmission. With the stock Mk1 transmission, obviously you don't need to switch axles. So that's a bonus to the Mk1 transmission. The reason I didn't do that is because the clutch disc for my Mk1 transmission was extremely small, and I couldn't find that exact clutch. For the engine side, you are going to need to remove your power steering and the water pump. You have to install a VR6 water pump pulley, so the wheel. I have a video on how to assemble this engine, prep the engine before you're able to install it in a Mk1, that I will pop up at the top. All of this will be linked in the description below as well, so check that out. So yeah, it's pretty basic. You need a water pump pulley from a VR6, and then the belt, it's not off the top of my head remember what it is, but it's obviously a smaller belt, so I will link that in the description below as well. Plus it'll probably be on that video of how to prep the motor for install on a Mk1. You can use the stock Mk1 radiator. There's a company that I don't know the company name, but they make a exhaust manifold that works for this swap. I didn't do that because the stock exhaust worked, and didn't really matter much anyway because this is all not stock anymore. You can use your stock Mk1 coolant reservoir. I didn't have one, so I got a Mk4 or Mk3 coolant ball. Another big part of this swap is going to be your wiring harness. So the wiring harness I went with is from TDC Shop. You can find him on Instagram, or you can just go to his website and fill out his what is it called? He's got like a sheet where you fill it out and describe what harness and what it goes to and whatnot. I don't know if he makes them to order. The way I did it was I had a donor car, and I took the harness out of that donor car and then shipped it to him. If you're doing the swap, you might already have a donor car, but if you don't, I'm sure you could find one at a junkyard. If not, he might possibly have some in stock. So I'd hit him up on Instagram or email him or something. You'll find his website. It's TDC Shop. Pops right up. So for fuel management, you can use the stock Mk1 style inline fuel pump that they come with if yours is still functional. But when I got my car, it was a 1.6 liter and it had a carburetor installed, so it had a little itty bitty baby fuel pump. So I had to order one, and the one that I ordered was a Walbro 255 inline fuel pump. That's one question that I get a lot, is what fuel pump to use, and I get it because I had the same question. So your inline fuel pump, I don't have a Walbro in there anymore because mine blew up, but I have a inline pump stuck up there in the stock location, and yeah, just a good old inline fuel pump. One question that I had personally when doing this swap, because it wasn't starting, it was cranking, but it wasn't starting. I have never messed with a distributor before. I mean, I've had old trucks and stuff, but I've never had to mess with the distributor. So you need to make sure that when you're doing this swap, because you have to take the timing off, and you have to use a manual timing tensioner for this swap in order to get the motor mount on. So you need to redo the timing anyway, just to make sure, right? You know, you don't have to do that when it's in the car. So you need to make sure that it has a little notch on it, but you need to make sure that that's lined up at TDC, along with all your timing gears and stuff as well. That was off when I did the timing belt, and then it wasn't starting. So that was an issue that I had. I was able to figure it out. One of my buddies did a lot of older cars, so he said, check your distributor. Check my distributor. It was off time, and yeah, he was right, and then got it running. Another major question that I get all the time, people say, you got the TDC Shop wiring harness, right? Because I'm having an issue as to where to hook up the ignition wire from the harness. This is the same with every harness, I believe. At least it is for me, because I got harnesses from two different people. there's this black wire. Mine's not properly hooked up right now. But anyway, there's this black wire right here. So there's this plug-in right here. And you pull it out, and there's this black wire right here. And above it should say number 15. And this is the wire that you tap in to get your ignition to work. And yeah, I was pretty confused about that. I messaged the guy at TDC shop. I think his name's Dave, but I messaged him quite a bit. And the cool thing about him is he responds. So that's always a bonus. He responds and he helps you out. And also, if you go to his Instagram page, he demonstrates how he confirms whether or not the harnesses work. And it's super cool to see. So go check him out at TDC Shop on Instagram. He's a cool guy. Don't know him personally, but best customer service ever. So it works off 2 relays and your ECU. And I mean, once you do it, it's super simple and you can do it again. That's what I attempted to do, and then my truck caught on fire. So that's another project though. Another issue that I had was with the starter. So this wire right here from your stock harness that used to plug up to your starter goes right back to your starter. So don't go cutting that out. You need that. If you guys have any more questions, if there's something that I did not address, please let me know, and I'll make another video specifically for those questions, just in detail, so that I can show you exactly how I did it and I can help you figure it out. You can also message me on Instagram at GCS_Euro. Pretty sure that's right. Yeah, GCS Euro. And don't think that you guys are bugging me, because you're not. I really appreciate your guys' questions. Yeah, I just love helping you guys out. That's why I do this. That's why I make YouTube videos, just to help you guys out. It's not to become famous or anything. I just want to help out. And I mean, I'm not all-knowing. I don't know everything, obviously. This is the only swap that I've done on a Mark 1. And the only reason I did this was because it's the cheapest and the easiest. And even if it's just naturally aspirated, it's still a super fun car. I mean, you're bumping up probably an extra 50 horsepower or more just with the NA swap. So yeah, please feel free to ask me questions. You can ask me in the comments, you can message me on Instagram, anywhere you find me. I have people finding me on Facebook. My name is Michael Royce. You can find me on Facebook. And yeah, okay, I will catch you guys in the next video. Be sure to ask me questions. Okay, I'm gonna stop asking you to ask me questions. Goodbye.